And we are live. I believe that we are live. Welcome, YouTube family. Let's see. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. I said I have a minute, so let me just pop in and have this conversation with you. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some of the humbling tactics that unhealthy, toxic males like to use, and how this leads women to feel insecure, and how this leads us into going into chase mode, and we're not supposed to be doing that. Is there anybody in the building? Anybody here? Anybody here? Bear with me, y'all. You know I'm still getting used to this, so I'm just trying to make sure that I don't miss anyone. Come in. Please feel free to ask any questions or interact with me as we go on. I don't plan to take up too much of your time, but I really wanted to take advantage of the extra time that I had and spend it with you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Latasha. The name of my platform is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. I am extremely passionate about uplifting, empowering, and educating women on, having self-esteem, on living happy, fulfilling lives. And my specialty is coaching survivors of domestic abuse and sex trauma. So I will say that again later on so you can know how to contact me. I'll give you that towards the end of the show. But I believe we're just going to get into it. We're going to get right into it. I believe we have given people enough time to pop in. Like I said, this was improv too, so I wasn't able to give much notice, but I said, why not? Why not? So there are a few reasons as to why men like to use these humbling tactics, and it can go from either extreme. A lot of these men who like to use these humbling tactics have mother wounds, mother issues. They have low self-esteem. They were heartbroken and they never quite got over it. And men just tend to deal with trauma differently from women. I think it takes men a longer time to be aware of what they experience, process it, and work through it emotionally. They do a whole lot of blocking and not wanting to feel it. And I got this. I can handle this. I can take this on, by myself. I'm not weak. A lot of that goes on with the male psyche. So a part of that is why a lot of unhealed men wreak havoc on women. And women, it's up to us to be wise because we truly indeed set the standard. Please know and believe that because a man is willing to sleep with you, because he compliments you, because he can tolerate you, because he may say that he loves you, it doesn't mean that he loves you. Don't even mean that he likes you. Who is this popping in? I see you, Miss or Mr. Vinicius Oliveira Paiva. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Hello and welcome. I probably butchered it, but I see you. Welcome. Are you from Brazil? Brazil is in the house. Welcome, Brazil. Welcome. Tonight we're talking about the humbling tactics of men. Haven't missed too much so far. Just talking about why men use these humbling tactics, how they like to keep us under their thumb, and just getting into the myth that a lot of women fall for. A lot of women think because a man shows interest in you, that he likes you, that he cares about you, that he wants what's best for you. No. Especially if he is not a healed man, especially if he is an unhappy man, especially if he is a broke man, especially if he is not a man that is operating in his purpose and being led by the divine. He is unhappy, most likely selfish, and wants to use you for what he can use you for. You're in bed. Hey, you're in bed. What time is it in Brazil? What time is it in Brazil? I'm going to have to get ready for bed in a few moments myself. I have an early morning. Hold on, let me try not to get sidetracked. I have a hard time keeping. Let me keep my focus. But I do want to know what time it is in Brazil. Like I was saying, a man does not have to care about you to sleep with you, to lead you on. A man that is not ready, a man that does not want a relationship with you, if he's unhealthy, he is not going to say, you know what, I'm not ready to settle down. I want to experience life a little bit more. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not what you're looking for. They're not going to say that. They're going to test you, and they're going to see what they can get away with and push your boundaries. You're using an English translator. Okay. I hope my English is good enough for you to understand. I can speak English poorly sometimes, but I hope you get to understand what I'm saying. So let's go into some of the humbling tactics that men use. Number one is comparisons. This happens in a couple of ways. They may compare you to their ex. They may always have something to say about the ex. My ex did this. She acted like this. She dressed like that. She looked like this. They may compare you to someone on TV, to someone who has the money and the resources to look polished and look good and rested and stress-free all the time. They may compare you to their mom. Some men want a mama. They may compare your cooking, whatever it is, they're going to compare you. And what this does is it makes you feel like you're not good enough. And it makes you start to compare yourself against the person they're comparing you with. They know what they're doing. It's an unhealthy tactic. And please be aware of that. Please be aware with that. It is not healthy for any man to come into a relationship, or any woman. No one should be coming into a relationship comparing anyone. And I believe any man with pure intent and common sense knows you don't compare a woman. We don't like to be compared to anybody. We like to think that we're special and there's nobody on the planet like us. Do not compare us. That's a red flag. I wish I did know how to speak Portuguese. I don't know how to speak any other language other than Southern English. Maybe that'll change one day. I do not know how to speak Portuguese. So that leads into, I'm looking at my notes here, that leads into the next humbling tactic that men like to use, and that is criticizing and critiquing everything that you do. Everything is fine when they first get with you. You know, you were always plump and thick, but you have something to say about it now. It was fine when you met me. You don't like my hair. You think I'm ugly, I'm unattractive. All of these things, you have to criticize my cooking. You criticize how I dress, criticize how I act, you know, how I talk, how I carry myself. Some men are so critical because they're not happy with themselves. They're never satisfied. And they like to take it out on other people. Misery loves company. There is nothing worse than a man that is rigid and overcritical. Has nothing good to say about you. Always criticizing everything that you had to do, but it was fine in the beginning. It's fine when you're giving them what they want. It's fine when you're sleeping with them. It's fine when you're playing a housewife and cooking for them and doing things for them that you have no business. It's fine then. But when you get deep into it and when your feelings get involved, watch how the criticism starts. Going back into the tab. Oh, you don't understand English. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, nice to meet you anyway. So let me go into the third thing, that toxic males. I have to be careful and intentional about saying that, not calling these people men. They are not men. In this video, let me get it loud and clear. This is not male bashing. This is not bashing men. Men, healthy, loving men who are nurturing, who know who they are, who don't have to tear anyone down, who are healed and grown. I'm not talking about you. But you unhealthy, toxic males who haven't grown up, who don't know yourself, I'm talking to you. So please don't think I'm male bashing. I'm speaking on a lot of the experiences that a lot of women have lived, my personal experience, and some of us have just gone through some of the worst experiences at the hands of a man. So I'm just checking my internet, making sure it's going good, because I've switched providers and I don't know if I'm quite happy with them. But anyway, Next thing that I was supposed to get into about five minutes ago. The grandiose ego, the making themselves bigger than you. Men love to use this tactic, and they can find whatever it is that they want to use to make themselves bigger, to make themselves look more accomplished, whether it's the fact that they have more money. Some men like to, sort of dangle that over you to get you in control, to get you to act right, and to make you think less of yourself. There are some men that because they may have more education than you. Some men are competitive and think that they look better than you. It gets crazy. It gets crazy with I'm going to subscribe. Yay. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment, beauty. I'm sure you're beautiful too. Making themselves bigger, whether it's that they have more money, more education, they think they look better than you, they think that they have more than you, whatever leverage that a man could use to make you think less of yourself. Oh, I'm just little old me, I'm just, uneducated, and oh, I'm just ugly and frumpy, and I'm not his type, and all these things that we do to make ourselves small. Do not make yourself small, especially with another man, with a man there. You should always speak of yourself highly, always have confidence, never show a man weakness as far as you being able to be taken advantage of emotionally. As far as you giving him all of the emotional power by letting him know that you don't have any self-esteem, that you're drained, that you don't love yourself, that you're desperate, that you're willing to do anything to chase his validation. Doing more for a man like that, you're going to end up tired, you're going to end up drained, you're going to end up depleted, you're going to end up depressed and used and abused. And this sort of goes into the next tactic that men like to use, once they got that little grandiose ego, because men are egotistical by nature. So they got that little extra dose of it. And when they are really feeling themselves, sometimes they can get to this place of mentally feeling like they're on top of the world, like they own ish don't stink. Some people start believing that they can outrun karma and God. That ego can get massive. Females, we have ego too. The male ego is just something that operates more and on a more massive level than the nurturing side of a woman a lot of times. So getting into that next humbling tactic that they use, and that is they love to dictate and tell you your value. Never mind what they see. Never mind what you're showing. Never mind what you believe of yourself. They're going to tell you what you're worth. Nah, you're only about a 2. You're ugly. You're fat. You're frumpy. You're nappy-headed. All these things that men like to say to try to humble you or make you feel lower. As if their opinion is the only thing that matters. As if we're just here to be eye candy and specimens to serve them. They always have to feel the need to tell you what you're worth, to rate you. And that's a tactic that they use to keep you in check. And might I add, all of these things that I'm listing tonight, all of these things that I'm listing are tactics that a narcissistic person does. A lot of these tactics are very near and dear and close to the narcissist. And these are just things that they're going to do to gain that control and to make them feel special, because they really don't feel it from the inside. They have to drain people of their energy. And that's what an unhealed person does. They drain you of your energy. And if they can't rise to the occasion, they're going to try to knock you off your block. Number 5, humbling tactic that unhealthy men like to use, and it's manipulative and it's hurtful. That wandering eye. The wandering eye. Now, we all know that there are attractive people out in this world, but it's so disrespectful to be staring with a look of lust at someone when you're with someone you care about. It's just disrespectful. We all see attractive people, but just to be staring and dang and ooh and oh, I like how she dressed, and starting to compare, starting to pay too much attention, starting to give signals to others that they're not serious about you, that they can come on up and holler, that they ain't worried about you. You just here. They're not serious about you. That's what that gives when you have that wandering eye. It's very disrespectful. When you're with your woman, you should be showing her full attention and respect. And if you see someone that's attractive and lovely, know how to act. Put your ding dong up. Calm down. And know how to act with some type of decorum and control. That is a sign of a man who cannot control himself. Walking around with his tongue all out, chasing everything. Like, come on, man, have some control. That's disrespectful, ladies. Disrespectful. Check it on the chat again. Disrespectful. And I believe this is going to be the last humbling tactic that I'm going to talk about. And this is the no status, no fidelity, no respect tactic. You're in a situationship. They're careful not to set in stone that you're in a relationship. They're careful not to give you too much, but they're also careful to give you enough to keep you hanging on, to make you feel hopeful, to make you feel like, oh, maybe it's going somewhere. Excuse me. Like maybe it's going somewhere. You know, they might give you all types of reasons and excuses as to why they can't be with you. Oh, I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready for marriage. It's a huge step, but yet you have babies together. I just don't know. You know, just giving you all type of excuses, your attitude. Meanwhile, you're working on yourself. They're the ones that toxic. I just can't be with you because your attitude, you just, you know, they really want you to be perfect. Some men want you to be perfect before they can make a decision. And some don't even want to make a decision. So please be careful of that man that just wants to waste your time. He doesn't want a commitment. He wants a situationship. He wants to benefit from everything that you have to offer. And men love using these tactics when they see that you are broken as a woman, when you have trauma, when you are in your codependent energy, when you're clingy. It turns men off, but it also attracts them to you to use you. And men also like using humbling tactics when you're a little too confident. When you know that you're beautiful, when you know your value, when you're going to call out negative behavior. Men like to try to see what you're made out of. I'm like, okay, let me see. Let me knock her down a little bit. She's a little bit too confident and cocky. A lot of men seek to control and conquer. And when it comes to loving a woman and being in a healthy relationship, a lot of times they take that conquering aspect too far. They want to control. You want to control someone, but you want to allow someone to let you lead them at the same time. And real leaders know how to lead, not by force, but by leading by example, by being respectful, by being a person that their word is their bond. And men who are unhealthy seek to conquer in very unbalanced, controlling, manipulative, deceptive ways to where they're just selfish. So if you don't take away anything from this discussion, I want you to take away a few things. And that's not to put all of your self-esteem and your confidence into what other people say or think about you. Someone is always going to have something to say about you. You're not going to live up to everyone's standard. You're not everyone's cup of tea. Your self-esteem must come from you and not what others say or think about you. Your confidence has to become so indestructible that no matter what anyone has to say about you, you know you're that woman. You know that you're beautiful. You know that you can have whatever you desire. You know that you deserve the things that you want. You know that you're valuable. And if you're not going to receive those things that you deserve, you're willing to be alone and do whatever you have to do to not tolerate someone else's foolishness. So please never let your self-esteem lay in the hands of someone else. That is someone that I think that a lot of women just have been taught to do. A lot of women just we put ourselves to the side. We make ourselves last. Number two, we put everything and everyone else ahead of ourselves and our happiness. And we have to start learning to put our happiness first so that we can survive and give the love and nurturing that we need to others, because we can't do that if we're ill. Another thing that I want you to take away from this, if you have ever dealt with the humbling tactics of a male, or if you're not feeling quite, confident about yourself, whatever it is, never let yourself go. Always take care of yourself and your beauty. Get your beauty rest, exercise, take care of yourself, dress yourself, make your dental appointments and go get those teeth cleanings those teeth cleaned twice a year. Whatever it is, exfoliate your body, wear your little perfumes. You stay fly. I don't care if you gain a couple of pounds. I don't care if you done lost some edges because the stress of this food done caused you to lose some hair. You are still fly. You are still beautiful. And you still operate in a way that you don't let yourself down, that you don't disappoint yourself, and that you don't let yourself fall off. You always take care of yourself. Never let anyone see you not take care of yourself, because that shows people that they can come in and trick you and leech off of you and drain you, and that you'll seek that validation from them. And there are a lot of people who seek people that are like that because it boosts their ego. Number 3 thing that I want you to take away from this is that if you're dealing with anyone who is doing these tactics, who is wasting your time, who does not make you feel loved, cherished, and cared for, get away. Get away. You cannot play fix it. You cannot change them, especially if they are a narcissist. And if they are doing multiple things on this list, they probably are. They probably are. So whatever it is that you have to do, come up with a escape plan. If you're intertwined with this person, if you're married to this person, if you're just sick of it, you got to get away, because when you are around people who are constantly trying to make you small, you become small, you lose yourself, and people start telling you what you can do, who you are, what you should have, what you deserve, and no one should be able to have that power in your life but you. And I'm going to end it there on that note. I hope that this has been helpful. Once again, my name is Latasha. The name of my platform is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. For coaching sessions, you may book online at clarasrevival.com. If you have any questions or concerns, you may email me at mycoach@clarasrevival.com. If you would like to give me a donation or send me some love, you may do so via Cash App, Love Clara 360. I love you, family. I'll talk to you soon, and good night.